It's AvvyeCatte. This one was posted a few months ago, but I am curious. It's like, because I haven't kept up with her in a while. It's a video about Party Finder breaking her. It's always a very curious thing to check how do more casual players feel about how do they feel about Party Finder? Let's see. I like AvvyeCatte. Her content is usually very positive. Ooh, she has a
There's
logo.
one unbreakable rule in Final Fantasy XIV. A player's life in this game is a cycle. If you started playing this game as a casual player and decided to continue playing, you will eventually choose a specialty from your skill tree and become either a raider or a role player. Now, if you started playing this game as a sweaty gamer who
Some people roleplay in dungeons and in raids. Let's not pretend like there's no mid-maxers of both skill trees. There are some people who will have fucking macros for their AvvyeCatte combos or some shit for limit breaks. There are people who will roleplay the fuck out of raids, so
likes to raid, smack scary bosses, and steal their lunch money, you will eventually become a role player and probably work in a venue called Catboy Hooters or something like that. If you started this game as a role player who's in it for the storytelling, dice rolling, and imaginary slashing down of the monsters, then you'll be like me. Hi, it's AvvyeCatte. I like pain, apparently. 7 years ago during a summer break, I was really bored. I needed a crumb of entertainment in my life, so I made a Google search. I was craving some text-based roleplay, something I've done with my friends in the past. So I searched for MMORPGs with active roleplay
not World of
communities,
Warcraft.
and there it was, the not yet critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV. Being a casual player in this game was more than enough for me for years. I hang out with my friends, I did some dungeons, collected glamours,
Why is that chair
mounts,
flying?
pets, I roleplayed. Life was good, life was cozy. Too cozy. So I decided to give myself
Avvy is such a sweet cat. Yeah, I love Avvy. Avvy is such a wonderful content creator. He's really sweet. I can kind of guess where this video is going, because even the most casual and most role player based players, once they start like more actively raiding or get into Party Finder, they will find the more feral side of them, that like the angry dark side they did not know they have. Because I've seen the most sweetest and nicest people get so fucking toxic. And you know, it's like, it's also one of the, I've seen so many of these situations where a more casual player that started raiding, but because they are not used to the more toxic sides, well, not the toxic side, but like the more vernacular side of toxicity, right? They don't normally curse. They don't normally, you know, throw insults. They're more nice. But because they're so unsure how to go about being toxic, they go straight for slurs. They just go straight for like the most offensive shit because their brain just is trying to keep up with the emotions, with the feral anger, the ferocity.
emotional damage, also known as Party Finder rating. Some of you might be asking, Avvy, why would you do that to yourself? Well, that's not what I planned to do initially. I made a promise to myself that I would push myself out of my comfort zone this year, and that meant I will give endgame rating in Final Fantasy XIV a chance this expansion. Unfortunately, I didn't think one small detail. I'm a European playing on North American servers.
Oh no. Oh, that's true. She is from Turkey, and she plays on US servers. That's true. I remember that. Oh no. Oh no. I do appreciate the scholar representation here, though. I like that. Very clean UI.
Which means a lot of scheduling issues with other players. So yeah, that's how I condemn myself.
Chad, I'm not gonna lie. I realized that I want to make an alt on the US servers. Not for the reason you might be thinking, but because I have a very horrible sleeping schedule, and when I'm awake, not a lot of people are online on European servers to raid with. So I'm actually thinking of just making an alt on the US servers just so I can raid at night.
of the party finder rating in the first place. Yikes, I know. Getting into endgame rating as a baby raider in the party finder was an experience. The entire thing felt like a social experiment. It felt like I was a lab rat injected with a little dose of stupid dropped into a cage with other rats who are also injected with stupid. That cage is called the party finder, and in that cage we were thriving. Strangely enough, it wasn't as scary as I thought it would be even as a brand new raider. I was actually super nervous, and it's natural to feel nervous. I'm sure some of you guys can relate to me. This is
Something I've said it so many times, it's like, just try reading. You don't need to commit. If you feel like it's not for you, if it's too hard, that's fine. But just clear some content. It's gonna feel nice. It's gonna feel satisfying. You don't need to clear the entire tier. It's like, you got nothing to prove. Oh, is she a level 100 Conjurer? Oh no. Oh no. Oh shit. But yeah, it's like, this is something I recommend even for like the more casual groups. If you even clear the tier or you want to try something else, do ultimates. And I know that this sounds very fucking toxic. I know. Hold on. Put down your fucking pitchforks and your fucking writing degree, you asshole. You know who you are. The asshole that keeps writing walls of text in my comment section. Just clear P1. Just clear one phase of an ultimate. It's just gonna feel nice. You don't have to clear the ultimate. Again, you have nothing to fucking prove, but just clear P1. It's just gonna feel nice, and it's just gonna, give you a perspective on rating. And P1 normally is easy enough for even casuals to clear. But once you clear P1, Savage is not gonna seem as scary. Essentially is what I mean. You essentially just go for like the 2-minute phase of any ultimate, and then go back once you cleared it into Savage. Savage is not gonna seem as scary. In fact, it's gonna feel... Maybe it will feel the same, but it'll feel more comfortable, essentially, is what I'm saying.
game rating, so you are expected to know what you're doing. You should feel comfortable playing the job you are playing. You should at least know the kind of role you are filling up.
Finally use my soul crystal, I guess. She knows.
In your group. So you naturally question yourself, do I feel confident? Do I think I can do this? If that's the only thing keeping you from rating,
yes, you can. It's a fucking video game, and everything in this video game is designed to be killed. Perpetually, in a sequence, over time, multiple times, farmed on a weekly basis. Fucking go kill it. But again, I want people to understand, especially if any casual players ever see this video, you do not have to complete the tier. You do not have to finish the fight. Just give it your all. But if you are not happy doing it, do not force yourself. Don't make yourself hate the game on behalf of one part of content. It's fine.
in this game, don't let that happen. Don't listen to those voices, cause let me tell you this. Playing on Party Finder will actually give you a confidence boost, and that's not even because you are a good player. Let's be honest, you probably are not. Once you start Party Finder rating, you will realize something very important. Oh, I'm not the only one who suck at this game. Also, I feel so happy right now. No one...
See, she gets it. She gets it. This is like the reason that chaotic is considered mid-core content. This is why chaotic is not casual content, but it's also not high-end. With 24 people in the party, you feel a lot less bad about making mistakes, because statistically, there's going to be 3 other people that are going to make mistakes on the more cleaner runs. Even if they don't make mistakes, they're going to get hit by something, you're going to see a bunch of damage downs, you're going to see someone get doomed. It doesn't matter. That's why it's like, I genuinely am, like, I consider chaotic alliance raid mid-core content, and we definitely need more of those. Because it has savage mechanics in an alliance raid setting. It's a good, like, in-between content. I think it's really good.
Everyone in the Party Finder learning parties knows what they are doing. There are some exceptions, of course. I was not the exception in this case. Or this case. Or this case. Or this case. Way too many cases, honestly. I'm not very proud of it. I was just as equally silly. In most parties, unless you are doing a blind run, you are expected to see a guide first. And there are some really good raid guides out there. They are so helpful.
Sorry, you guys don't see her. Hold on. Whoop. Ah. There she is. There she is. Look at her. Ah. Hold on, let me actually...
to see a guide first. And there are some really good raid guides out there. They are so helpful, they are so detailed. However, that doesn't mean my brain can retain all that information. I can barely remember the last time I used the Fantasia and I use it weekly. Watching a raid guide is just not enough for most people. Most people need to build up that muscle memory for each fight. If you're like me, you probably need to get slapped around a little bit to learn something properly. So you will...
Small tip. Oh no, what the fuck happened here? Small tip for essentially how to set up your mindset for raiding. A very small tip. But this tip is gonna send you a long way. A very long way. There's essentially about, what, fucking 8 mechanics in the game? That's it. Everything is a variation of like 8 mechanics, 8 to 9 mechanics. It's like stack, like healer stacks, pairs, out, in, cleave, tank buster. When you kind of start like getting these mechanics into your head and you do enough fights, essentially it does come with experience, that's true. But when you need to consider that almost all mechanics are very similar to the ones you've seen before. Tethers, orbs, stack orbs, raid-wise, there's like a very limited number of mechanics in this entire game, but essentially the joy of raiding is essentially seeing the variety of them, right? So it's like, once you understand that there's only a limited number of mechanics, you're gonna understand, like, you might have trouble with some of these mechanics right now, right? You might, right? You might have difficulty understanding, like, Nisi, or, you know, Hello World, or, you know, some of the more visual mechanics, let's call them. But once you do those mechanics, clear them once, clear that fight, and then gradually your experience builds up on that. Your experience with how many fights you clear is going to be bigger, but the number of mechanics you have cleared is not going to be that big. It's not going to be that big. Dodge left, dodge right, read the name of the mechanic, you know? Wild charge. There's a reason we have the same terms for so many mechanics and across so many fights. Wild charge, stack, donut, or chariot, if some people who rated in the ARR are around. Rot. That is the one where you gotta pass the debuff through, you know? For those like in M4S, like in P2, the tethers, once the tanks get hit, they pass the debuff. In more modern terminology, people would just call that just a pass or something, like pass the debuff or just a pass. In earlier days of the game, like, just to clarify, I started playing in Stormblood, but like in more earlier days of the game, because I got to know some of these people, it essentially was referred to as rot, because that mechanic came from, you know, the cob, the Bahamut raids, from the coils.
You'll die, and you'll die a lot. I unfortunately need to get smacked by the same mechanic at least 20 times before I learn how to resolve it. And trust me, it's
And you're gonna get smacked 100 times more.
not something I do intentionally, even though I want that horse lady to step on. During my very scientific research, I learned there are 3 types of party finder players. The stinkers, an actual god.
Chat, I want you to understand. I have cleared multiple ultimates. I have cleared a lot of Savage fights, right? I have cleared a lot of PvE content, and I am technically can be considered, even though I do raid mid-core most of the time, I can be considered a high-end raider. And I can confirm these are correct terms. Yes, stinkers, the E, and the actual gods. Yes, I can confirm that those are the correct terms. Yes. You heard it here first. You can fucking quote me on this. And if someone tells you that these are not actual terms for Party Finder, call them a liar and slap them.
Allow me to explain. I'll start with the because that's the category I myself am in. These players have a brain full of soup, so whenever they move
Good soup.
around, they make that noise of Not much going on up there, it's all panic no disco. Despite the consistency of their brains, however, they try their best and that's what we love about them. They do want to get a clear, but they are also aware they are playing a video game. They don't take things too seriously. They are kind to others, they are fun to be around. They really are not the best players at all and they are painfully aware of it. These are the types of players that you will wipe to the same mechanic 20 times and at the end of the day, you will feel okay about it. I would say 90% of
That is the right way to raid, to be fair. It is the right way to fucking raid. If you take the fight too seriously, if you're gonna get salty, if you're gonna, you know, feel emotions boil up inside of you, it's understandable. Things happen. Sometimes some fights tilt. But if the majority of your time is spent simply having, if the majority of time you spend having fun, that's good. That's good. Because in raids, the funniest shit is always gonna be wipes or someone dying to a certain mechanic. If anyone has ever watched me prog any of the fights, you will hear me at least say several times, holy shit, it's never not fucking funny when something funny fucking happens. The wipes and deaths are always gonna be funny. Try to have fun. Like, if you ever retain any information or any of my tips, the one that I want you to promise that you will always keep to your heart, it's a video game. Try to have fun, you know?
of the raiders in the party finder are this type of players. Then there are stinkers. We don't like stinkers. Not only they themselves stink, but they also like to stink up the vibes in the party. These are the kinds of players who type a question mark or ... in the chat after a single wipe. They will
I thought this was a farm party.
yell at their party mates for messing up a mechanic, and in the next poll they will fail the same mechanic themselves. And then they will proceed to blame other people for it. In their heads, these players are the best players.
If you didn't make a mistake, I wouldn't have to adjust. The usual go-to.
Ever. They are mommy's precious baby, they can do no wrong. In reality, they are not only mean, but they also suck most of the time. Like, if these players were actually good at the game, then respect, go off, king. Spit on us, my lord, as long as we get a clear. But they really are not, which makes it even harder to tolerate them. And then there are gods. These players are rare spawns. They will spawn only on the weekly reset days and then they will disappear.
That is, I wouldn't call them gods. There should be like a tier, like, I don't know, farmers or something between this one and the gods. These are the people that will disappear after the reset day. But the gods are the ones that will raid regardless of clears, of loot, of anything. They are in Party Finder chronically. They are in every helper group. They're helping people practice fights. They are in ultimates also helping, or just doing ultimates for shits and giggles. They don't even need totems. Like my friend Pato, despite his mental illness of being French, he has like over 50 or 60 fucking totems from UCOP. And that's just one ultimate. He's cleared a bunch of others as well. When he played the game, he would just like hang about and just do fucking fights. He doesn't need that many totems. God knows at which point we're gonna have 60 jobs that are gonna have UCOP weapons in this game. Never. But he has those totems because some fights are just fucking fun to do. They're so fun to do.
You won't see them very often in the Party Finder because they get their weekly clears and just call it a week. These players are so...
And just to clarify, I do not hate the French. Being French is my favorite mental illness.
So insanely good at this game that they can carry you no matter how heavy your cheeks are. And strangely enough, I have never met a single person who's insanely good at this game who's
Editor, leave that out of the video.
also mean to other players. I'm not saying there's a correlation, but there might be a correlation between anger issues and skill issues. Party Finder rating can and will break you on its own though. One of the pet peeves I've developed in the Party Finder is when people join your party without actually reading the description. There are multiple strategies.
Oh god. Those people, they will go in, they will do like multiple pulls with you until like they realized, something ain't right. And then they ask questions, and then we realize the reason we white is because one person, just one fucking person, did not read the fucking description. Different raid plan, different strat, you know. Is it Mr. Happy strat or is it Hector strat, you know? Are we doing brain dead? Are we doing, you know, the weird sunrise, or are we doing normal sunrise?
you can use in each fight, so the players like to put which strategy they are using in
Are we using uptime strats or are we doing basic bitch just I want to clear strats?
the recruitment description. One small problem though, we don't like reading in the party finder. We don't believe in words. We don't like letters. Icky. So even though people join your
Icky.
party, everyone's gonna do a different strategy and your whole party is gonna explode. I thought this was a farm party.
There you fucking go. Sunrise Prague. I thought this was a farm party.
Dude, it's a fresh learning party. Why would you join us? I literally put that in the description for your feline eyes to perceive. If you were able to create a Square Enix account to play this game in the first place, I'm pretty sure you should be able to read.
No. Let's not go that far. Some people need to ask their mama to do it for them. Sometimes they need mama's credit card to buy the game, so no, let's not go that far.
A simple description too. Party Finder rating is known for its memes, and yes, it is memeful. But there are some things I really like about Party Finder rating too. I genuinely think rating in the Party Finder makes you a better player. Hear me out, I know it sounds insane. When you start rating in the Party Finder, you learn to no longer rely on your raid leader's shot calls. There's not much planning or communication.
Chad, is this in game? Is this a setting I'm missing, or is this a mod? I'm not calling out Avvy. It's just I think this is actually a good fucking thing, and I want it. Can I actually set up icons next to people's names? Because I just have names. Can I do this? Is this legal? I don't care if it's not. I want this. Can I have this? Does anyone know? Does anyone know how I do this? I want it. Is it display name maybe? Oh, there you go. Display. Yo, let's fucking go. Yo, this is gas. Let's go. This is good shit. Cool. Sick. This is actually going to be really fucking good. Can I actually... No, this is good. This is good. This is good shit. Thank you, Chad.
Communication in the Party Finder. Because you are raiding with random people, there usually is no voice chat. That means you actually need to use your eyes.
God, can you imagine if there was voice chat in this game? The amount of slurs I would hear. It would be literally forbidden to stream Party Finder if there was voice chat. Holy shit.
Eyes and brain to determine where the next safe spot is. You learn how to read the fight for yourself without relying on other people. It is definitely harder, but it makes you a better player in the long run. It feels like riding a bike without training wheels. It's a really nice challenge.
The challenge is that the other people are the difficulty. The other people in your party are the reason the fight is harder.
Say this as a person who was completely new to Final Fantasy XIV.
What am I hearing? Hold on. What the fuck? What the fuck am I hearing?
But it makes you a better player.
Also, again, she's on the right side. Hold on. I should have probably stayed on that side. Hold on. I.
In the long run. It feels like riding a bike without training wheels. It's a really nice challenge. I can say this as a person who was completely new to Final Fantasy XIV and game raiding. It helped me a lot. I learned how to read the fights for myself. I learned how to react in time. I learned how to see the future and react even earlier at times. Because I'm a European player and I play with high latency. I'm pretty sure I squeezed out a few new brain cells while learning those fights. Was it worth suffering in the Party Finder though? I don't know about that one. What do you guys think? All I know is that I had so much fun raiding in Final Fantasy XIV for the first time, and that's what
Why are there
matters
just
to me the
4
most.
parties? I see 45 parties on high end.
Because I know there might be some of you who want to get into in-game raiding but afraid. Don't be afraid of fun.
Oh, that was a
times.
very
Yes,
nice
it's
dodge.
challenging,
That was a
it's
very
true,
impressive
but
dodge.
it is worth a try. You might like it. You might lose or gain a few brain cells, but you might like it. I'm not sure if I'll be Party Finder raiding in the future tiers, but I will definitely keep raiding. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you liked it, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And with a special thanks to my sweet channel members. I love your guts, and I'll see you in my next video. Stay cozy.
I love Avvy. Avvy's content always makes me smile. I like her content. Content like this is how I got into 14 to begin with. When Zepla was making videos like this, you know, like a bit of a goof off, a bit of like in-game footage, etc. It's like, you know, this type of content is why I started playing this game like many fucking moons ago, right? How long it's been? Like 6 years, something? Avvy's good cat. Yeah, Avvy's best cat. Good video. I like this video. This video makes me smile.